Wasn't even paying attention to the time frame, Chris.
Says we're live.
Welcome everyone. We are live for Ken versus 10. Welcome everyone that is watching and going to jump into the chat. We appreciate it. I am Ken, and I have my special guest, whichever way my fingers point, right over here. Chris Cajun Reseller is joining me this week. How you doing, Chris?
I'm recovering from being gone for 2 weeks. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a long haul from New Orleans, or not New Orleans. I don't know why I keep wanting to think you're from New Orleans, from Baton Rouge, yep, all the way to Michigan, up to 127, and then back down to Ohio, like north central Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Larry in the chat. Good afternoon,
over
Larry.
To Pittsburgh after that.
Oh, that's right. You went to Pittsburgh.
I saw that. Speaking of Pittsburgh, I got this there. You know who that is? Oh, that's
cool. Is it from Foghorn Leghorn? Is it his little buddy?
It's Chicken Little.
No, Chicken Little. Okay.
Sold for $17 plus shipping.
Very cool. And Jill cannot be here today. Boo for having clients scheduled. Chris, keep Ken honest and don't let him tell stories on me.
I can't guarantee if it's not here.
A heavy hello from good friend Sal's Mercado.
What's up, Sal?
And Jesse Shops is here. Hey, how are you? Larry, how are you? The Let's Do Lunch podcast. Missed you on the live today, Angie and Kristen. And there is Meg, the lilac seller.
What's up, Meg?
Yeah, this is different. Normally, I'm used to. I just have the one headphone in right before the show. My battery started to go low in the other one, and so it's odd to hear from the right and not from the left.
We'll move it to the other side.
And it's not configured that way. And the disgruntled octopus, as promised, all the way from Australia. One handsome octopus.
Must be in the morning. Must be morning time there, probably, right?
Yeah. What time is it there?
Australia, or maybe it's night. I don't know. It's either really late or early in the morning.
I watched a couple of their episodes of a podcast he does with Grumpy Granny. And trying to get something going on to maybe be a guest on the show, maybe when the Santa beard is a little better.
I got the Santa beard going.
There you go. Yeah, you would. That'd be a glorious one right there. And Jeff is in the house.
What's up, Jeff?
Do you remember meeting Jeff at the one sale? He was from the flea market out there that we went to. Yeah, seen him at the sales.
One of the items I have is from the sale that we went to, that we saw him at. One of the hats I got.
6 a.m. Perfect. And there's Kristen. Happy Tuesday to you, my friend. Hope your travels are being safe. And even more disgruntled than normal right there. It is morning over there. And there is our friend Victoria Adventures with Victoria. Look who's live. It is Chris making a rare live appearance. I do appreciate you coming on. So we'll talk about the show here a little bit, Chris. Ken versus 10. I had started this show back in last fall and winter, and it was just kind of a live listing show where I would take on my death pile, 10 items. I would list those items during the show and then see how many I could sell in a week's time before the next show, then recap, then do 10 more. And once it started to be yard sale season, I wanted to go yard selling. And so did a lot of the audience that would be watching at that time. So we changed it up, and I decided, hey, let's have some guests on. Not only does it kind of keep a guest motivated to list on their death pile, but we kind of get that little friendly competition between the both of us, which, you know, if you guys, you all think that Chris is this mild mannered, you know, just friendly guy, man, you should see the texts I've been getting all week about how he's going to whoop me and he's going to win. He's always got his items drafted ready for the win. And,
yeah, I shouldn't have been saying that though. I think it made you pull out some video games, which are kind of cheat code.
Well, you know, that was part of the Route 30 sales. Let's see what we got here in the chat. And there is Roman. Chris will do better than me for sure. Hello, everyone. I took on Roman in the last episode. You can go check out the channel to see some of those. I haven't been good at like uploading them to my regular channel, but they're all under the lives right there. I need to move those over. And there's Larry Way Out One checking in today.
The pizza guy.
Yes. And Paul the Flippin' Sports Guy, the Plush King. Ken is in trouble this week. Yes. We were discussing a couple items. I don't know what all he's listing, but I know he picked up some really good stuff when we were out. Let's see what we got. Chris is very competitive for sure. I'm finding that out for sure.
Way to throw some elbows at the highway byway sale to get the items.
Even Paul with his 100,000 million sports cars doesn't have a chance against Chris. And there was Paul up here. I skipped by that. Oh, no, I did. I get that. Ken is in trouble this week. And so, Chris, we got to spend some time together here, not last week, but the previous week. You were here in Ohio. And
for a whole week, right?
For a whole week, staying out at Jill and Nancy's cabin. And we got to go sourcing at the Route 30 sales. I know you got to hit some bin stores down in Columbus. And we had some sneak peek picks. We had some private picks. We just had a good week and just really enjoyable hanging out with Chris all week. We played a little ping pong out at the cabin, and I am hereby dubbing myself the self-proclaimed Ohio Reseller Ping Pong Champion, undefeated, and so if anybody would like to challenge my title, feel free to do so. I always get home court advantage, of course. Paul has so many sports cards that eBay can't handle the traffic from his eBay store.
Probably true.
And the chat just throwing out some hellos to one another. It's good to have you all here. I appreciate it. And there's Katie Reeds. Hello, Katie.
What's up, Katie?
Hi. Driving and listening.
Michigan, Katie. I did make it to Michigan.
Yeah, and
that's where she
probably could have visited. I think they're in lower Michigan.
Well, I was in like I was in Michigan for about a minute, and then I turned around. So I don't think I was very close.
So we are going to, on the show today, we are going to list items mostly. Now, this is the challenge is to list items from your death pile, but we're kind of going to be focused on some of the items that we found on the highway sales. Chris, you came up through 127. I did 127 here in Ohio with Jimmy and Sonia and Jill. We did some thrifting like Thursday, Friday, Saturday on those days. And then the following week, the Route 30 Lincoln Highway Byway sales, you were here for that. And we got to hit a ton of sales. And
I think I was counting. I think I sourced like 13 days in a row. When you consider 127, I started on Wednesday on my drive up. There were some sales open already. So I started Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was all 127. So I sourced those 4 days. Monday, we went to thrift stores with Jimmy and Sonia. Tuesday, I went to the bins. Wednesday, we did an early garage sale where we got to pick it early. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday was the highway byway. And then Sunday was the private pick again.
Yes, it was.
And then Monday was the bins in Pittsburgh. So I sourced like that many days in a row.
We did a flea market in there. We got, and Perfectly Blessed is here. Hi, guys, working and lurking. Yes, hopefully you guys are this late in the day. Maybe you've already got your listings done and you're just hanging out with us. If not, hopefully we're good background for you to get some stuff done. And there is Paul Philly Flipper. Hello to all the people and the one octopus.
What's up, Paul?
Good to have you, Paul. So, Chris, let's get this started. I'm going to acquiesce to you and allow you to go first. Yes, so Chris does have a lot to list. Both of us do. I mean, that my death pile, and then going basically two 2 full weekends to the highway sales. I just loaded up with a ton more, like really good stuff. It was hard to pick 10 items to list, you know, just for the show, but trying to get some stuff with some good sell through rates. And at the end of the show, we'll kind of go over our cost of goods, what we paid for them, and what the potential listing is of the 10 items. So, Chris, do you want to start it off here?
All right. The first item is from the 127 sale. I think this was the third day of 127, so it was Saturday. There was one sale that I found on Facebook that was open that didn't open until 9 o'clock that day. It was the first day they were open. So I was like, I want to hit that one because I know no one's sourced at that one yet. This was in somewhere like Salina, or however you say that city, in Ohio. So yeah, I was in Ohio at that point. Salina, whatever. Close enough. And I saw they had a bunch of Lego sets. So I went there intending to buy the Legos. They didn't open until 9. So I got there at 9. And then I I bought all the Legos, but I also got some Hello Kitty Build-A-Bear clothing. Now, I also got the bear, but it's the Sparkle Pajama set for Hello Kitty Build-A-Bear.
Okay.
So it's got the pants and the shirt and then the little booties, the shoes.
Oh, nice. So you're going to sell those all together as one set? Now, that's a good tip. I've heard you say before, and I've heard, you know, a number of other people, and I always kind of preach it myself, is when you get those Build-A-Bears that have outfits on, unless they are specific to that animal or that character, strip those bears down, list that stuff separately, because a lot of times the cool clothes are on just a common bear. Yeah. And so what are you listing those for?
Those are listed for $45 plus shipping. But their one set sold for $40, but didn't have the little shoes. So I figured I could go up a little bit, adding the shoes in.
Okay.
And I paid $0 for it because they gave it to me for free once I bought all the Lego. That was 50 cents, and they threw it in for free. So that one cost of goods was $0 on that item.
I love that. I love that. Free, can't beat that. $3.99, my favorite.
You can't beat free.
My favorite price. No, you cannot. And there is my mother watching next door. She has been busy. They're getting their driveway sealed today next door, and so they've been out cleaning. And you got to meet my mother. Isn't she just the sweetest lady?
She's awesome.
When you hear, okay, well, I'll go with a plush kind of an item that has, we'll say it has some clothing. I'm going to go right here, pick this up at a sale on the Route 30 sales on, I think it was Friday when we were out. I forget what neighborhood, but this is a
Jellycat,
a Scentsy Buddy.
Oh, Scentsy Buddy, yeah.
A Scentsy Buddy that has it's like a white-tailed deer, but he has this camo sweater on. You know, it's got little ear holes up here. Oh, I don't need to do it. You guys all understand what ear holes are. You know, in his outfit right there. Not a lot of these listed. I paid 50 cents for this, and kind of going rate is about $24.99 is what I am going to list this guy. I always pick up Scentsy Buddies when I see them. Most of the time, they have a spot here in the back that zips up that you can put a scent pack in. This one has, no scent pack, which you find that a lot. But I always pick up the Scentsy Buddies. They eventually sell. Any of them. They're a little long tail, but I think with hunting season coming around right now, the white-tailed deers, that might go. That might go pretty good.
I've always had decent luck selling them. I have a couple listed right now. I think I have a pig and maybe a lion or something, I think those had the scent packs with them, but they usually do sell.
Yes. Very true, Octopus. Hey, Swamp Picker is here.
He's probably 10 minutes from my house.
Oh, really? Oh, he's close to you. Okay, I didn't know you guys were. I see Glenn all the time in all the chats and everything.
We see each other at the sales a decent amount.
Gotcha. Is he as competitive as you are?
He's the part-timer, so not as much, no.
Gotcha.
Lonnie is, though. Shed flips.
Oh, yeah.
I see him every once in a while at garage sales, too. Oh. He's in my area as well.
Wait, Chris, before you go on with your second item, I need to show the best item that was found by anybody at any sale of the whole highway sales anywhere. You were there to witness it. I know you were super excited. You were jealous that I got this item.
Is it gonna be the mug, or is it gonna be the hat?
Yep. Right here. What mug. Are the chances that you show up at a yard sale and they have a mug with your name? And look at this right here. 25 cents. I was expecting that to say like $2,500 myself when I saw my name on it. But let me tell you what it says on here.
Oh gosh.
Truer words were never spoken. Ken, meaning handsome. You're not only handsome, but also quite bright. People flock to you. You're such a delight. When talking and socializing, you've got the flair for being both charming and oh so debonair. Your efforts in life will all turn out worthwhile when you captivate others with your cheerful smile.
Some of that's true.
How about that? Look at that. And it's in perfect condition because I don't like to do a lot of glassware, but somehow I always take a look at the glassware. Because, well, the sale where I got this last year, we were there and I bought a bunch of Halloween figurines that were Yankee Candle figurines. And they had some this year. And I was going to buy them, but I didn't because their prices were a little more. Well, I sold one the other day from that I bought last year, and in shipping, USPS treated it unfairly, we'll say, and the head broke off of one of the characters. So I run I run an eBay store for my work, have 1,300 plus motorcycle items on it. Wow. Ken stuck in there earlier and planted that mug. Yes, I did sneak into that sale and planted it just so we could have a good time. 100% Ken. That mug says it all, my friend. Thank you very much. That's a lot of words for a coffee mug. It is for sure. Did your mother write that? She probably could have.
Debonair. I mean, that's a pretty big word.
Lots of words. Sounds like you can, for sure. You are not selling that mug. No, this one is not for sale. Actually, it's going to go.
Is there any room back there?
Well, there's not much right now, but when I move out to my office in the garage that I've been working on, it will be out there. So, in full view, and I might even make a big poster of, those words about me.
Yeah, that way they can actually read it.
Put it up. Yes. So, okay. What you got for your second item?
I've talked about it a lot on my channel.
Okay.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's plush with tags.
New with tags. This is Nightmare Bonnie.
Okay.
From what I've heard, they're coming out with a movie, so I think this will even help the value of it even more when the movie actually does come out. But this is like a kids video game thing. I've never seen it. I've seen a couple of people try and play it on YouTube, and they're like, "This is so weird." It's like, I think it's supposed to be like jump scares for little kids. I'm not even sure exactly how it works, but this one at one point was exclusive to Toys R Us. It doesn't have the exclusive sticker on it because I got it at Walgreens, but it's still, I'm listing this thing for $250.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm sorry, where did you say you picked it up? Did you get that at a
Walgreens?
Okay, so it's like a retail arbitrage sort of thing. Okay, perfect.
This is retail arbitrage. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, and I will go over that as far as some of the rules here. The show is all about selling, whether it's getting rid of stuff out of your death pile. It is the competition between us, but mostly against death pile, and anything goes. Chris, I know you cross post a lot to you sell on eBay, on Mercari, Poshmark, Amazon. So wherever you want to list it, if you're going to do promotions, sales, anything, it's more about selling these items and getting them out the door. So yeah, that's cool. Wow. $250.
There's one that'll sell for like 400, but I didn't bring that one. I'm holding on to that one for a little bit.
Wait, you have one that's going to sell for 400. Are you holding on to it till like the movie comes out or something like that?
Just to have it too. It's a cool little talking point. At
with
one point,
that
I was
one
actually
sale, Roman says, with that one sale, Chris will win. Well, again, it's not
it's not
about the
value.
value of the sales, it's the total of the sales. But I would love to see you sell that like today. Oh, wait, Chris, see, I forgot already. How many items did I do so far? Just one?
Just one. Did you not list it?
I didn't list it. Once we have these items are drafted, and once we show the item, then we list it. And so there, my Scentsy buddy is listed. Now, last week on the show, or 2 weeks ago with Roman, we both sold an item while we were still on the show, while it was still going on. We both sold a couple of cameras. Yeah. Victoria says, wow, you need to create a manual on selling plush. What to pick up, what to look for, brands to sell, tips and tricks, etc. You could make a mint on that manual.
That's too much work.
Little side action for you, Chris. Okay, wait. You just
I'm not Raking Profit. I can't write books like Raking Profit does.
Well, I'll do another plush since you were still on the plush train. Halloween season coming up.
Oh, that's a private
right here. Right? Yeah, this was from the private pick that we did, that we got to go to. Found a lot of good stuff there. But this is like a nylon, almost like a puffalump style.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Kind of was a puffalump style.
And it is vintage. This one is 1995. It's International Silver Company is the brand, but very, very, very good condition.
Yeah.
And with Halloween coming up, I think it'll sell. There's a few of these listed, but I'm $19.99 is where I paid. I basically, when we went to that private pick, we did. She gave prices for everything, but I kind of worked it out. I probably have about $1 in this.
Yeah.
With that price. So $19.99 is what that is going to be listed for on the puffalump style pumpkin with the mask on there.
International silver is always interesting. Sometimes I have ones that sell really well and other ones just sit forever. I guess it depends on, it's Halloween time, so that one should move pretty fast, you'd think.
Yes.
But sometimes they sit forever. Sometimes they sell super fast. You just never know sometimes.
Exactly. What is that? And hey to Amanda Fireball Flippers. Thank you for coming.
My neighbor state. She's in Arkansas.
Oh, in Arkansas. Okay, very good. You guys are
I might be headed up there in a week or two. I'm not sure though. My niece's birthday is coming up, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go up there or not. It's a princess party, so guys aren't really invited to it, so I'm not sure if I'm going or
not. Victoria plush subject will soon be required for graduation at schools. Yes, the selling plush, learning plush, that's a requirement now for the curriculum and in schools. Okay, I got that one listed. Second one's up and going. Chris, what you got for 3?
I'm gonna go with the book.
Oh yes, okay.
Milady Barber book. Barberine book. So this book I got this at a yard sale where we ran into a couple of these sales where we were asking them what the price, how much did they want for it, and they're like, that's not mine, let me call somebody and figure. First they looked through the book, they tried to find a price on the back of the book. Like sometimes books have a price right there that says what they paid for it originally. Usually textbooks don't, which is what this is, I think. But they eventually settled on $3. They actually called the person whose book it was to ask them what they wanted to charge for it. They didn't pick up. So she's like, how about 3? After what felt like 5 minutes of them just negotiating between themselves, they said $3. I said, sure, this thing sells for over $100. This book right here, $100 for this book.
That's just crazy. See, okay, Chris, I feel myself getting all worked up again because we were at these jackholes that are running these sales, and it's like, okay, you put the item out at your sale. How could you not have some sort of a clue what you want for it? I do not get that. And then then it was this lady trying to find a price, like you said, in a book. And then she called over another person. Jill and we went back to the car and said we were done with the sale. And Chris is still finally, he gets back to the car. And, you're going to wait for a book that's going to sell for $100.
Yeah.
And
they can't say more. They can't say more than like $10 for the book, right? I mean, there's no way they're going to charge more than $10 for a book.
Yeah. You wouldn't think at a yard sale, but it was just incredibly a long time for it was too long at a sale to just pick a price and tell me, and I'm either going to buy it or not.
Yeah.
I forget what other sale had us worked up where
it was only the one where you were trying to buy that one item, that little thing you didn't know what it was, and they said, "Oh, they use Google Lens to look it up."
Oh yeah, it ended up in the end to be like this nutcracker, and it was an interesting design. And I asked the folks, "What is this?" They're like, "We don't know." And so I said, "Hey, let me Google Lens it." And so I do, and I find out that it's a nutcracker. Okay, and I said, "How do you want much you want for it?" Well, I don't know. That belongs to my aunt, and they're going on back and forth. And I'm like, "Okay, well, will your aunt take $1 for it?" I'm just trying to throw something out there to get a price going, and they're like, "Oh no, I couldn't do that." And now they're trying to look it up to find a value. And I'm just standing there. Finally, I just put it on the table and walked back to the car. It wasn't, if you're trying to find the value on it at a yard sale, that's just crazy. Yes, that was an amazing find on that book.
Speaking of books,
yes.
These are books I sold. This book sold for $50 today.
Nice.
The Index of Leading Catholic Indicators. This book, Big Ideas Math, Algebra 1, assessment book for Common Core, sold for $83. And then this yearbook, 1958 yearbook from Henderson High School in North Carolina. This sold for $50 today. So
wow. So, or were those all Amazon sales, or were those?
Two of them were. The yearbook was eBay. There's no way you're going to list a yearbook on eBay because on Amazon, because it's probably going to be impossible to find it on Amazon. But yeah.
That's
storage
cool,
units.
man. That's
Those two books
some big
came out of storage units.
Yes. Yeah. Glenn says, hit that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. eBay Australia just rolled out a seller off 50% off FVFs for pre-owned clothing. Final value. Okay. And clothing, and 30% for everything else. Did that roll out in the US? I have not heard of that.
That'd be nice.
Definitely something, something to look into. Okay, Chris, you just did a book, so
you're up now.
I'm gonna pull out a video game on you, Chris. Just because it's going to sell during the show, probably. Okay,
you should have done it first, and now he has a chance to sell. That's why I put Hello Kitty first.
Wii Sports, right here. The little cardboard thing with the instructions and the game. The game is in really good shape, and I'm going to tell the story on that here in a minute once I list something else. But these ones go pretty quick, pretty regularly. I'm going to list this for $19.99. I got this for $1. It was at a church sale when we were doing the Route 30s, and my next item, I'll kind of tell the story a little bit more about that. So Wii Sports going up for sale, $20. Paid $1 for it. Everybody knows to look for Wii Sports. It's one of those games that when you buy a Wii at a sale or whatever and you power it on, hopefully Wii Sports comes out of there. So
Wii Sports or Mario Kart or Mario Party, one of those decent games.
Yes. Yes. So what you got for, what is this, number 4?
I think it's number 4. You're not going to see it too well because I have it in a baggie to keep all the pieces together in case it falls apart, but it's a Lego figure.
Okay.
It's Ant-Man from the Marvel Civil War, the giant Ant-Man Lego.
Nice.
Actually, I got him at the same sale I got the Hello Kitty at. So he came in a big lot.
Okay.
Basically, I got the whole set of Lego from the Quinjet whenever they had the battle at the airport on Marvel, the Civil War movie, Captain America Civil War. This
Yeah.
one right here, sells for around $50. So I spent the time and put this thing together myself. It was all in pieces. I had to build it myself, which is the worst part about buying Legos sometimes. Putting it together yourself. Like I don't think it took me it probably took like 30 minutes to an hour, I would guess, to build this thing. Because the problem was the pieces were also to the other. It's not like all these pieces were in one thing. It was also pieces to other things as well. So it was all mixed together. So it's really hard to find all the pieces to them. But yeah, I think I paid, what do I have here? I think I paid like $10 for him, $10 for the big lot of Legos, and he's listed for $50. And all the other minifigures should sell for around 20 or 30. So I'm probably going to make $100 on that pickup right there.
Yeah,
once all said and done.
Plus, they threw in the Hello Kitty pajamas. So
yeah, and then I've got like three or four more sets of Lego as well, but I'm not going to use those for this challenge. So Ant-Man is live, or Giant Ant-Man is live.
Giant Ant-Man is live, and we'll say hello to Gravity Goods, Cameron. Good to see you, my friend. Looking forward to seeing Cameron here at the Reseller Rally in September.
Coming from the Pacific Coast.
He and Sal are going to come out, and some haze to there. And Wii Sports is virtually worthless over here. About $4 to $5 with free shipping.
Send them here.
Chris, you need to get minions to build the Legos for you. There you go.
That's a lot. That costs a lot once you actually get the minions. If you're talking about kids, that costs a lot of money. I think I'd rather do it myself.
Nice profits. Victoria saying, and another hello to Cameron. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish my video game lot here because also at that same sale, we got Wii Sports Resort. Manual included, disc is in clean shape, and these were this was the second day of a church sale on the Route 30 sales in a little town. What was the name of that town?
I
forget. yeah, Chris, you're from around here. But this was the second day at a church sale. Jill actually found these. She had went in and was looking over in that area, and these were the only two video games that were there, just sitting on a table out by themselves. And everything was kind of like donation prices at that sale, but they did have like some guidelines, and they were saying, like a buck or two or whatever for the games. I always end up paying up at those type of sales where it's donation, especially if it's a church sale and it's for a good, good cause or whatever.
We did buy cookies, so we did support them that way.
Yeah, we had some good M&M cookies from that place. I forget. I picked up a number of basically almost a brand new water pick flosser brush. Is like about $70 item. Man, I forget what else. I think all of us bought some decent stuff there.
Yeah, I might have bought a hat. I don't remember what I got at half the sales now.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
It's hard to remember. When I was going through all the stuff, I remember the prices and most all of the sales, but there was a couple that I was like, man, I don't remember this.
When I was taking all my stuff out of the car, I started writing down. I was like, what I thought I spent. I'm like, I think I got a deal on this. I think I spent $8 for all. Like I was trying to remember like what I spent. I was like, dang it, I should have written it down right away. I always mean to write it down right away when I get done with the sale. That way, you can keep a log and have a receipt book really. But I'm not always the best at that either.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. It's usually all memory, and I'm pretty good at remembering stuff. I can't remember the town that I got it in, but I do remember. It must have been on Friday.
Does Jill remember the town? She's in here now.
She would. Oh, is she here?
She says it's Ken lying about.
I did not, Jill. I just gave you credit for finding the only two good games at the church sale. And what town was that in, Jill?
You're helping Ken beat me by giving him those two games
on the Route 30. Well, yeah, but here's what I found. Chris is such a good guy. And Chris, are you listing any glassware on this show?
No.
Okay. because we were at a sale again. It might have even been the third day you found that Fenton glass.
I think that was day 2.
Day 2? Yeah, there we go.
So.
Hayesville.
Oh yeah, that place.
You're doing it wrong if you're paying them. Roman feels like Ant-Man in Civil War whenever he takes his blue pill. He becomes Giant Man. And so, yeah, Hayesville, that was right. So that was second day. That was Friday. And I think that was also the day that you found that Fenton glass.
Yep.
On second day. And then later, wasn't Jill picking? Didn't she find some Fenton that she gave to you?
That bell. Yeah, that bell.
Yeah, a Fenton bell.
Those are all going to the antique booth. I'm not trying to ship something like that.
So I got day 2 was Fenton glass. The lady I hugged and Jill cried and hugged. Oh, that was on the way too. Then we hit that sale after Dead Dog Road.
You might want to explain that, but yes.
Well, yeah. Well, we were driving down the road, and there was a lady out like working in her driveway at the end of the drive, and her dog was just sitting there. And as soon as we got up to it, that dog just darted out after the car, and it was a big swerve, and slam on the brakes, and then get past the dog, and then it chased us down the road for probably a quarter of a mile.
Yep.
It was kind of like a back road, country road, and so they probably don't get a whole ton of traffic. But that, so then we kept referring to it as Dead Dog Road because we kept going around in a circle to this one sale.
On day 1 and
Sal. He's back.
On day 1 and 2, we went to the same sale 3 times. 2 different sales, but the same day. Like the first day we went to something Impala Drive 3 times in a row because we got out on the road, started going again, then we saw another sign, went, and it directed us back to the sale we'd already been to. So we're like, okay, we're not going to anything that says Impala anymore. We're skipping that sale.
Yeah, they had signs everywhere in these neighborhoods, and so you go, oh, hey, look, there's another sign off that road, and it would bring you right back around. Yeah, where the banjo's playing. Just about back in this area. That was the one sale, Chris, where you bought some of the Harley stuff and you bought some jerseys.
Yep.
Was back in that way. There was just great finds everywhere.
To me, it was way better than Highway 127. The sales are way better than Highway 127 was. So it wasn't nearly as many vendors set up or whatever, a lot of people doing their own sales.
Yes, yeah. I found a lot better deals at the Route 30 Lincoln Highway Byway than I did at the 127. Found a lot of good stuff at 127, but basically, yeah. So Jill now she was out there picking and finding Fenton glass and giving it to Chris, and it's like, wait a minute. Day 2, Ken drove 6 miles out of his way to go back to those signs. Those people were clever. They were clever. Okay, so is it my turn?
I think you just did Wii Sports, right? It's my turn, I think.
Yeah, I did Wii Sports Resorts, and that is listed.
So now it's my turn.
Go.
This is another 127 find. This is Muffin from Bluey, the TV show Bluey, for little kids. I saw this one it was like a church sale, but it was basically people pay to have their own setup at a church. And this was just sitting there. There was actually 2 of them. I already sold one of them, so I'm hoping this one will also sell. If y'all saw my What Sold video, y'all saw Muffin in there. She sold for $32.99 plus shipping. I'm going to list this one at like $34.99 plus shipping and see if it'll sell just as fast as the other one did.
Go. Oh, that's cool.
I think this one will sell. I paid $2 for it. And that's the only place that someone recognized me at this whole time I was out. Was at this one sale. They're like, hey, I recognize you. You watch Mountain Man Treasure, right? And I was like, or they knew me from Troy Mountain Man Treasure. So like, yeah. So I got recognized one time at all the sales I went to. But it's still cool to be recognized at least once. But yeah.
Yes, that's a bucket list item of mine is to get recognized at a sale. Putting out content helps.
Yeah, it does kind of help.
People to recognize it. So here's the comment. Jill says, Chris, Hart, Ken, Meh.
Meh. That's because she has to put up with me every day.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, a week was a bit much with Chris. I have to say that. No, no, it was a great time. And there is Lisette, New England, Betty Boop. Posh is my purpose. Welcome, welcome, Lisette. I just want, Victoria says, I just want you to put me in your pocket, Chris, while you are shopping. You pick up stuff I would have never even thought about getting, which is true. That's what was so cool about picking.
Everybody else does that too.
Chris. Yeah, it was fun picking with Chris because although we kind of shop the same sort of items, you would learn things. Chris would pick something up and say, hey, this character on this plush or this kind of an item is something I usually get. And hopefully vice versa. Hopefully you learned a couple of things from me, Chris. Did you list your kitchen timer yet?
No, I just kicked it when I went out to get this tripod. So no, it's still out in the garage right now because I know it is. I kicked it accidentally.
I was looking at that whether or not it was one of the items I wanted to list, and it's like they have a decent sell-through rate, but it's like, man, that wasn't exciting.
That was a pretty good sale. I got some plush for 25 cents there. I got a decent amount of plush at that sale where I got that timer as well. I think I paid 50 cents for mine. It was because everything in the garage was 50% off that day, I think, if I remember correctly.
And Glenn says he's been recognized at the bins. Hey, I used to watch you. Yes, I used to put out. I'm going to put out content again. I love doing these lives and stuff.
Yeah, but you didn't record anything. I did. Highway byway.
No, it was just fun not to be, I guess, burdened with the recording process. Although it's you have your GoPro and you push the button, but it's fun to not have to hold an item a certain way or look a certain direction or just be able to be, have a good flow and a good, be loosey goosey.
Yeah.
Bet those yard sale meetups are so much fun, and you probably learn so much from all the resellers attending. Yes, they are the like say the reseller rally or the one like FlipCon was just there, and you got Boss Reseller, and there's a lot of other ones all over the place. And so Jill has to go. She has a client.
Bye,
the
Jill.
King of Plush and Santa. Hey guys, hope all is well. Welcome, welcome, Chris. What's school
up, Chris?
Picker. Good to see you here, my friend. And
hello,
the
hello,
Land
hello.
Shark Picker is checking in.
What's up, Craig?
He's only been recognized by Glenn. Okay, let's do. What'd you just do? You just did a plush. Okay, so I'm gonna go another plush. This is the last of the plush that I have to list at that same private pick that we were at. This is another Halloween puffalump, nylon style. This one is also international silver, but it's from 1993, a couple years older than the pumpkin. And again, really good shape. Paid $1 for it. I'm going to put it up at $20, and hopefully with there were more witches listed than there were of the pumpkins. So we're gonna see what happens with that. And but yeah, a nylon witch puffalump style plush right there.
Then you paid like $1 for that one?
Yeah.
That's what
I
you
had about $1. See, Jeff is saying, just say it, Ken. It's fun to be a nobody sometimes. I have never experienced that myself, Jeff. I'm sure that you feel lonely, and abandoned all the time. But for myself, the DOG with his delusions of grandeur, I'm never alone. Plus, I have so many personalities. I entertain myself all the time. And yes, and FlipCon had nothing on the two old guys reseller meetup that they had. That I saw some of the videos and stuff from that. That looked like a blast. Wish I could have made it this year, but having plans with the 127 and then getting company all the next week, just couldn't do it.
You'll need to do it up in Ohio, not in Crossville.
I'm planning something. We're gonna see got some stuff in the works here. Ken is so famous he has 2 first names. That's right. Ken, Mr. Bill. Ken Bill is my actual name. That's why I used the Mr. Bill logo. SSK promo, the DOG, El Luchador, WR Hart.
Seasonal Santa.
Seasonal Santa. Poop Shoe Ken.
Commonwealth Hudson. Right?
Well, this is Commonwealth Hudson right back here.
Okay. That's not your nickname.
No, that's not one of my nicknames. Okay. That's one of my listing buddies that I talk to when I'm listing, and I ask them value. They actually suck as resellers, but
well, they're just going to tell you to part it out. All they're going to tell you is to part it out.
When in doubt, part it out. Chris doesn't like to travel. Yeah, that's one thing great about having it in your own backyard. And okay, wait, my turn or your turn?
I think it's my turn.
I did the witch. Yes, go.
You did the witch. So my next item is going to be the choice of the viewers. So they are going to choose which one I'm going to list out of these 2 items.
Okay, I like this.
These are Harley patches. So I'm going to list both of them, but the viewers have to decide which one is going to count.
Okay, so you've got the round patch.
This one's Softails. Softail. Harley Davidson Softail, it's round. Then you have the Harley Engine is this one. So either Engine or Softail. Vote in the chat if you want to.
Vote in the chat, the round one or the
Engine.
And there is Jimmy Old School Flips OSF Picker is his new channel name. I hope you both get 10 sales and it's a tie. I would love that.
Like, that would be amazing.
Chris would still win because my rules for the show to give out valuable prizes chosen especially for the guest is if you beat me, you win, or if you beat your death pile that week, which I consider of the 10 items, 6 items is a win. If you can sell more than half. So we've got some votes coming in. We've got the round one.
I think it's a tie.
The round one is sweet. Big patch, the engine, Jimmy says. Chris, I am so sorry. Crap. That's right. I seen that faux pas there earlier that Victoria made. And some shout outs to Jimmy, and Larry is saying the engine. So there's 1, 2, 3 engines and 2 rounds. Now we got those. We got to go to what I was calling a sneak peek pick. Now the Route 30 sales start on Thursday. Basically, the sale was, and we got to go Wednesday evening over to the sale. Shout out to Kathy. And okay, so that's cool because you listed that. So my next item is also going to be from the sneak peek pick. But they were both Jill finds. She found that bag of patches. She found the bag of patches that you got.
16 for all the patches. The Softail's going for like 50. I think the engine's going for like 60. So those 2 patches are worth like $100 between the 2.
Wow.
I don't think I said that, but yeah, those patches are worth some good money. And also got some more patches that I already listed that aren't part of the challenge that probably go for, there was like those little tiny ones that were long. Those would probably go for like, I think 10 each. And I got like 6 of those. So those are $60 there. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a good, really nice pickup. Jim Miller said hi, and you weren't even here. Someone else vote engine, please. So right now, okay, we're gonna give it about 10 more seconds. We've got 3 engines and 2 rounds. Chris, hold them up again. Show them so that people can. Oh, I think Chris is frozen. Oh no, I can see him moving. Hold those patches up again. We'll get one last chance.
Oh, why do we want to do another chance? Then it might be in a tie if someone votes for a round.
So we've got the Harley Davidson engine. And I seen a vote come in there for the engine. So it's 3-3.
Well, engine would be that'd be 4-2 for engine.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The round
So
one only got two. Okay.
the engine wins.
And Chris says he likes the engine.
Now let's hope this one
Okay.
doesn't. Let's hope this one doesn't sell, and then this one, and I wind
That's
up
true.
losing because of that. But it'll be the audience's fault.
Do you have them both drafted?
I just listed both of them. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we'll see if both of them sell or just one of them sell. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so my next pick up is going to be from that same sneak peek sale. Again, something that Jill found.
This was in the basement, right?
This was in the basement. And as Jill would call it, this is a single digit. This is the brand is Salem Sportswear on there. This is a size large, made in USA. Look at this. Look at this killer shirt.
It's pretty cool.
Cleveland Indians. It's got the Chief Wahoo on it. Whoop. I can't. And the date, 1994. Single stitch on the sleeve. But look at this graphic. You got the guy on there. He's catching the ball, but it continues over from the backside. So that graphic is, I kind of listed this as an all over print sort of thing. Got the big Chief Wahoo and the Indians. Of course, if anybody knows the story or follows baseball, the Cleveland Indians changed to the Cleveland Guardians, and they no longer use the Chief Wahoo logo. And so I picked this up for $5 at that sale. And you know, I had talked to the lady about some of the shirts and had explained to her single stitch shirts and how to tell real quickly if a shirt is vintage or not. Of course, you know, this one, 1994, already you're going to know it's vintage, but
that makes it easy
for that. The tag on that is a Salem. I don't know if that's Salem Sportswear.
Never heard of that company.
And neither had I, but the shirt is in excellent shape. There's no stains. There's no, you know, whatever holes, anything like that. So I'm not really sure the value of this shirt because I can't really find any others. I did see some other Salem Sportswear Indians and some other sports teams or whatever that were going for, you know, say 100, you know, $90 to, you know, 150. So I'm going to list this one at $124.99, 125 bucks. We'll see where it goes. I got $5 in it. And I actually, on this one, I used, because I did like a flat lay, you know, on the ground and took out the background. So while I was in photo room, I went ahead and did an AI background on this one.
Since it's white, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. A baseball stadium in the background. So I just did that for the first picture. And
Paul said it helps him sell it, right? That's what Paul Foley Flipper says.
Paul Paul said it helps. I know he's been ending and relisting or doing some similars with that. And the guys on the Reseller Information Network that are on early in the morning on Tuesdays, we're kind of on a listing train here on Tuesdays, and they are really into the AI backgrounds and are really promoting, you know, how well that does. I see Tim over the years and Chernock doing a lot of their hats, a lot of their clothes and stuff with that AI background, and ending and relisting items. If you're going to be going in there and making a few changes, might as well take a peek if you have photo room. And hey, I'll give a plug. If you don't have photo room and you want to check it out, I heard Tim saying if you use code RIN, you'll get, I don't know, like a discount or something like that. And those guys get a little bit of kick as like an affiliate link for it. So if you don't have photo room, you want to check out those AI backgrounds and just make background removal easy and manipulating photos. Go to photo room, get the app, sign up and use code RIN and help those guys out because they're really great. They do a lot of good in the community with learning, and their show is entertaining. And um, Roman, he still wears his Indians hat, t-shirts. Yeah, anything. Roman, you're probably up in your area even better. I pick up anything that says Indians, and especially some stuff that has the Chief Wahoo logo on it, because that stuff is going away. And I may have a couple of pieces that are currently listed, but not many because they all sell.
Yep.
And so, yeah, listed high, Ken. That's what we're going to go $124.99, see what happens with that.
Did you list it yet?
Yeah, it is listed. And love photo room. I use world domination backgrounds for my photos. Okay, what you got up next, Chris?
I don't know if you remember this hat or not. You remember that hat?
I do. Yes. Yes.
That's the hat. That's the sale where we saw Jeff at.
Oh, yeah.
I got that Kyle Petty hat as well there, that 44 Hot Wheels racing hat. I paid $1 for this hat. It's Mercedes-Benz corduroy hat. I was very surprised when I looked it up. There was one sold for $200 of this hat.
Wow.
Now there was also one sold for $80. So I'm putting mine at $200 and I'm going to take offers. But I saw one on Terapeak of $200 for this hat. I paid $1 for this hat. I was very surprised. I did not think it was going to be worth. I didn't even look it up. At the sale, I just saw Mercedes-Benz. I was like, it's got to be worth something. Mercedes-Benz corduroy convertible. It's from 1990, according to what I looked up on Terapeak. And it said the tag is made exclusively for Mercedes-Benz. So,
oh, very cool.
Yeah, this hat, $200 for this hat. I think, hopefully, probably more like somewhere in the $100. But I'm going to shoot for $200 and see what happens.
Yeah, Roman says it gets a lot of the Indian stuff there too. And here, Jimmy, note over at the RIN thing, it said you have to enter the code on the PC website for it to work. If you're going to use Photo Room and do the RIN code. And Jeff Ball said, very nice. That's where that hat was a good pickup.
Did you list your bow mold yet?
Well, look at this right here, Chris. That's my next item. We'll call this the Jeff Ball sale, even though we just saw Jeff there and he wasn't really it wasn't his sale. He was there picking up stuff for his reselling on eBay and on his flea market booths and stuff. But anyway, got this cool tall, it's like 36 inches tall pumpkin. It's just real cool. It's described as like a skinny pencil blow mold, and on that one too, because the way I had to take the pictures and had to take out the background, I put that on a spooky background with the AI.
Yeah,
I paid $5 for that at the sale. It does work. The lighting fixture and stuff was in there, and I'm going to list it for $58.99. I see some others that are listed like $59.99 and $65, somewhere between that $60 and $65 range. Some of them are listed way up there and high, but so I put mine at $58.99. Just if someone does do a search by the price, they might find mine first. And
do you have the box to ship it in?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
I checked that first to make sure that I had a box.
That's my biggest.
And Jeff says I did already sold it. And there is Joe. I'd flip that. Usually Joe, maybe Nicole. Hey everyone, did Angie and Kristen do a show today? They did not. They were Kristen was traveling today, and so they were taking the week off from that. So
did you see Kristen's Instagram post? She was in St. Louis. She got to meet Gorgeous.
Yes, I did. Yeah. They were at the bins.
Yep.
Joe and Nicole, they have a show coming up this Thursday night, the Reseller game show showdown, which is just always a blast to watch.
Who's on it? Or do you,
Joe, who do you have this week?
Did they put out
Yeah,
the
I
thumbnail
did.
yet? Okay.
I seen his Instagram earlier where he's, come on down. And
You're the next contestant
yes.
on the
And
reseller show.
I can't remember who it was. So okay. So yeah, the Jeff Ball sale had a hat, Mercedes-Benz hat for $200 and Wilmo for 60.
And the Kyle Petty hat's probably worth like 40, I think. But I haven't
Yeah,
listened
that's
to
a
that
good
one.
sale. I remember going to that sale last year, and I was filming, and I have on film how the lady we were talking. She asked us about the GoPros and stuff, and
But yeah,
we were telling her, that we, made content, and if she said she watched some people she really liked Kayla, homeschooling picker, and she named off a few other folks, and right at that time there was like around the 127. It's like, oh yeah, Kayla had just had some videos out without Paul Philly Flipper, and she's like, yeah, I don't care for him. So I have that on tape. And Paul, if you're still there, she was in your demographic too. That lady was in your demographic of, females. What is his females?
50 plus
55 to
probably.
some,
Or yeah.
So, what you got? Okay.
Next up,
Oh, yes. That's going to be great. Happy Picker versus Grumpy Picker.
Oh
is
boy,
going to be a great game show. I got to meet these folks in Las Vegas when we went out there for the Trash to Cash bash, and they were fun and true to their personalities. Lori was just about as happy as could be, and Grumpy was he puts on a good Grumpy persona, but a super nice guy. So make sure you check out Joe, if you want to throw a link in there to your show. I think you're a mod. Throw a link in there to the show. Yeah, cover your ears, Paul. There was one detractor from you. Okay. You're up.
Yep. Next up, I have an action figure.
Okay.
Another Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, very cool.
This is baby action figure. You can kind of see the reflection. I think it's showing my computer. But this one's an action figure. I got it at Walgreens. You can see right there, Walgreens exclusive. I've probably had this for 3 or 4 years now, sitting in the death file.
Really?
Yeah. Some of it I just saved just to be saving it. I paid $13. It's going to probably sell for around $90 if I had to guess.
Oh, very cool.
So, $90. It's part of you can build a figure, and it has a little extra piece that's part of building the figure. That guy right there, Enard. So she's part of that. But yeah, and it glows in the dark as well.
So if you bought those other 4 figures that were pictured there, you would have pieces to build the center dude right there. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
What really made me mad one time was there was a different figure called LOL Bit. I think that's what it's called, at least. And it also had a build a piece in it. And I sold it for like $200 on Amazon. They took that piece out and returned the rest of it to me.
Oh, really?
But that's Amazon. Amazon doesn't care about their sellers. So they're just going to reimburse the person automatically. So I still had the figure. I still sold the figure for like $90. That guy, but yeah, I lost out on that sale. But that's Amazon for you.
I'm going to throw something in there and see. I think the chat may have. Oh, no, there it is. It's back. It's back. And there's Joe's link to the show. Make sure to click on that link down there, wherever the chat is, and go check out Joe and Nicole. Subscribe to their page, and just enjoy the thumbnail. Or not the thumbnail, the show, the showdown. That's what I meant. That's fun stuff. Okay, so you just listed an action figure. What do I have left here? Okay, we'll do something from the probably my best pickup over the Route 30 sales. We're gonna see because it has a pretty good value. Amazon just refunds buyers right away without even checking what was returned. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But I made enough money there that I'm okay with it.
with the Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl, but with the football season getting ready to start, I bought these at a flea market store that we had went to as part of the Route 30 sales.
Speaking of
Jeff, yeah, Jeff has a booth there. And but these are Super Bowl patches. The official from the NFL. So this is from Super Bowl 50, where the Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers. And then this one is just a special 50 years
anniversary, I guess.
Anniversary. And so the regular cards have like stats and stuff about the thing. But they have like who the most valuable player is. Does anybody know who the most valuable player of Super Bowl 50 was? Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers.
Was it the quarterback? I don't know. It was a defensive lineman, wasn't it?
It was not the quarterback.
Was it the linebacker?
Okay. Going to the PO. Yes.
I don't want to say his name so people can guess, but I think
Grams and Pops are here. Good to see you, Corey and Teresa.
They have the most sold, right? 5 items.
Yes, so far against me, they sold 5. But anyway, I got these patches, right? These are the 50s, and I'm listing these together, and I am going to list them for $60, $59.99. I have
2 each.
I have 2 each because
you have a lot more.
I have
this
many more from like a number of all the Super Bowls. I don't have all of the Super Bowls, but
the more recent, the more valuable, surprisingly.
Yes. And so they're all still sealed in there, the official patches with the stat cards. Just a really cool lot. I did work a good deal for myself. They originally wanted $5 a piece for those, and I was able to get them at $2 a piece. There were 40 of them, so I have $80 in the total purchase. Now, Chris and we kind of spent an afternoon when we were just kind of resting from all the sales, and we spread all of these out on the table, and we kind of discussed what might be the best way to list them. Some of them we comped pretty much about every single one of them to see, and we made a pile. These are worth 50. These are worth 40. These are worth, in the 30 range, in the 20 range, and anything that was less than 20, we put in a pile, and then we tried to group those up by the teams that played. Like if you had multiple, like New England Patriots, or different Super Bowls. I don't think we came up with any duplicates in the whole set. And we figured it was, do you remember I do. I do.
765.
Yes. We figured the total that I spent $80 for has a potential value of $765. If they all sell. Now, let's say if I get them all listed, because we all know me. Chris had asked me like a couple days after sale, you got those Super Bowl patches listed yet? I'm like, oh, come on, man. You spent the week with me. You know better than that. Just Joe, Nicole was working. Grams and Pops is saying hello. About to go to work right there. And KJ made it.
Speaking of Pittsburgh.
Whew. She made it.
I sold him.
Chris.
He sold KJ. Chicken Little sold.
Chicken Little sold already. Chris, when he left our place, the cabin, he headed to Pittsburgh. If you didn't catch that earlier in the show, to visit with KJ and do some bins and do some, some sales and have a dinner and just visit with KJ.
And then get pulled over the next day on the way home.
Got pulled. Oh yeah, I had that in my notes. I was going to ask you about that because I haven't finished your latest video yet. I have to be honest. I've been busy, but Chris got pulled over. Now, did you get a ticket? Did you get a fine? You want to do a spoiler alert or anything like that?
No, they can't. They weren't going to be able to give me a ticket. I didn't do anything wrong. I would have fought it if they did give me a ticket.
And people saying hey to everybody, saying hey there, and nice, glad that we made it back to the bins. Chris doesn't know how to drive. Now, I never rode with Chris the whole time. Usually Jill or I or somebody drove. So I can't speak on that. I know he's a hell of a passenger.
I don't think KJ can either. She's always driven me around when I've been up there, so she doesn't know whether I can drive or not.
So what actually were the circumstances then, Chris, that you got pulled over?
I mean, to be clear, I was not filming when I got pulled over, so it's not like I was filming my video and they pulled me over. I was in the right lane, and there was a cop. He came up behind me. He was just tailgating me, so I decided to get over into the left lane to let him go by. Usually they go around you, so I was like, I'm just gonna move over, let him go by because he seems to be tailgating me. And then I get back over into the right lane, just follow him, and then I see another cop come up behind me, and I'm like, that's weird. There's two cops surrounding me right now. And then they flip on the lights and they pull me over. They're like, oh yeah, you were riding the berm, you were reckless driving back and forth. And I was like, really? I was just like, yeah, and I was like, I just gave my license, registration, and insurance, and I was like, I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, don't give me a ticket.
Roman says, I think they probably saw Dangerous Plush in Chris's car. Seen them Five Nights at Freddy's scary characters in there.
There was a lot of stuff. They asked, like, where are you coming from? Where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm leaving. I just left Pittsburgh. I went to some yard. I was talking about all the stuff in my car. I went to yard sales, the Route 30 yard sale. He's like, where's that? I'm like, somewhere up in Ohio. I don't know. This was in Ohio. This was in Ohio on, I don't know what interstate it was. It was somewhere, I was going through West Virginia. And I just went back into Ohio, and then they pulled me over when I was back in Ohio. So Ohio is not that great.
Okay.
Their cops like to apparently get you.
I never get pulled over. Maybe they saw your car and thought you shoplifted all that stuff, Chris.
Probably, yeah.
Says KJ. Resellers this week on Cops. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? Okay.
Hey. Have you been pulled? How many times have you been pulled over, Ken?
Just a couple. Some of those days coming, driving home from work, I had about 15, 20 mile drive home from work when I used to have my 9 to 5. And some days your mind just starts to wander, and, next thing you know, you're going, 67 and a 55.
Yeah. I
got pulled over there. Oh, I need to actually list these Super Bowl patches.
I'll say Victoria's ridden with me before, so Victoria can speak to my driving, whether it's good or not. And that was in Pittsburgh that she rode with me in a rental car that I did not like. That was the first time we ever met back in 2020.
Now, he said they did not actually ticket him, so just gave you a warning and let you go on your way. KJ drives like a rock star, by the way.
I think by that she means she drives super fast and gets tickets, but I'm not positive.
Yeah. Corey says, I hear Ken has the cops in his pockets. Yeah. The DOG has deep pockets. He judges, prosecutors. I got everybody.
Funny you should say judge. My next item might have a judge in it.
And it sells similar on my Halloween items like you guys suggested. Great suggestion. Yeah. And if you have stuff, when I'm going to list some more Halloween stuff this week, I'm going to go in all of my stuff that's kind of been listed since last week. I'm going to end all those listings, do a sell similar, and I'll look through them. And I'll, if I need to freshen up a photo, I need to change a title around, I need to do maybe a little bit of pricing change, and definitely a good tip there. Victoria, Chris told them to sub to your channel. Victoria. Jeff is saying, Chris, I have driven to Florida and back. Didn't really see any highway patrol after leaving Ohio, but then saw them right after crossing the bridge in Cincy back into Ohio. Yes.
Yeah. They need that money, apparently.
They patrol pretty frequently, but okay. Your turn.
What Victoria said there. She said, I'm a great driver.
Well, there you go.
See? Yeah,
I think you've got Victoria in your back pocket, Chris. I think that's what it is. paying her off to say kind words. Okay, what you got for item number? This should be 9 for you.
Yep, this is second to last. And since you said Judge, here is Aaron Judge. It's an action figure, Aaron Judge. That was
man,
not
you
scripted,
think we would have? You think we would have worked that up? Yeah, ahead of time.
This is a action figure I got at Walmart for $5, so it's a retail arbitrage. I'm going to list him for $45 plus shipping. So Aaron Judge from the New York Yankees. These were at one point Walmart. This is back when I was doing much retail arbitrage. Walmart clearance these all down to $5 each. I have a decent amount of them upstairs still, but I was going to do Aaron Judge. He sells for the most, I think, because he's obviously a pretty popular player for the Yankees. So yeah, Aaron Judge.
Very cool. Okay, my last 2 items here are similar to one another. Chris, you and I were at a sale, just a regular old yard sale. I don't remember what we did, but in a box or down in a bucket, I found a Sony, like a micro cassette recorder.
Breaking out
right there. This is the model M560V. I tested these. They were $1 a piece. I paid for this. I said $1 a piece. That kind of screws up what my next item is going to be, doesn't it? I got I paid $1 for this. I tested it. Everything works really well. These have an incredibly fast sell-through rate. As far as there are more solds than there are listeds. $50, $49.99. I got $1 into it. I'm looking for this to sell pretty quickly.
Hi, Eva.
We're going to get that one listed. And yeah, I tried to pick things for this challenge that had some good sell-through rates, or like the Halloween stuff, that's going to sell. So, and what do we have here? Great item, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah, I should have listed remember that Sony Walkman thing that I got at the private pick?
Yes.
One of the batteries is stuck in there.
Oh, really? Corroded and stuck.
So I got to figure out how to try to get it out and then see if it somehow works. It probably won't work, but I didn't check. I should have checked. That's why you should always check batteries on items you buy. Make sure the batteries aren't corroded in there. So hopefully it'll work once I can find a way to get the battery out, but I'm not too confident.
KJ had said, Ohio is BS. All my tickets come from Ohio. I did ignore the great driver there, Victoria. Chris Evelyn says hi. Hello. I heard you say hello to her earlier. And Victoria had one of these in college. I'm surprised that the sell-through rates are so good on these. Especially, I always pick them up. Anytime there's a good name brand, a Sony is a great brand, and JVC is a good brand. Some of the other ones, like the Emersons and stuff like that, are not as high as sellers.
Yeah, Panasonic's not that great either.
Yeah.
Have you ever found the Talk Boy?
No.
That little thing from Home Alone?
Oh, yes. I know what you mean. Oh, I would love to find a Talk Boy.
I haven't listed it yet, but I have one. I need to test it and see if it works or not. But that thing sells pretty fast too, especially around Home Alone when it's Christmas time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get that. Hey, I'm not one to tell somebody to get something listed, but Chris, get that thing listed here in about a month or so. You should.
Well, I mean, Christmas is probably already out at Walmart right now, so you could probably go ahead and list it now.
Yeah. Okay, what you got for number 10, your final item of the day, Ken versus 10.
The finale. Another Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, sweet.
This one's Nightmare Mangle, and this one has the Walmart exclusive sticker right there.
Okay.
Paid
I like it.
$10 at Walmart, listed for $150.
Very cool. Does that have a good sell-through rate on it?
I believe so. I didn't actually look, but yeah. If you ever find Five Nights at Freddy's, there's a lot of fakes of these, which do still sell. There is a chance if you search Cajun Reseller Five Nights at Freddy's, you'll be able to see my video, which is like it should be a short, but it's like it's a minute and a second long, so it didn't qualify as a short. But I show you what the fake ones are. Usually the fake ones have plastic eyeballs. These are cloth eyeballs, which means they're real. So plastic eyeballs is a giveaway that it's a fake Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you look on eBay for this guy, you're gonna see so many fake sold. The mouth looks really like you can see it's really terrible quality that they make.
Yeah.
But those are the real. Obviously, that's a real one because it has a Walmart exclusive sticker on it. So that's my last item for this challenge.
Okay. Yeah, and let me see, where is that? Yeah, I'm gonna go back here. Roman had said we love our state. Yes. OHIO. Anytime
LSU.
you hear that.
More championships. LSU.
Do you have hand motions for LSU like we do for Ohio, for the Ohio State Buckeyes?
We don't need hand motions.
How many unlisted items do you have, Chris? What's your death pile like?
I could show you the whole house if you wanted me to.
How long have you sat on those, Chris? Those Five Nights at Freddy's. How long have you had them?
Oh, I think they're like 2017, maybe. Oh yeah,
really?
27. I don't know if I've had them that long because at one point I was buying these off of Mercari for cheap, knowing that I could sell them on eBay for more. So, I just had that alert set up on Mercari, and I was buying them for super cheap on Mercari and then flipping them on Amazon and eBay if they were still had the tags or whatever. But I don't know how to answer that question.
Like 6 years they've been in your death pile?
I mean, if you call it a death pile, those I call a money pile because I know they're going to sell. Like I'm not intentionally not listing them. I'm just holding them because I want to do a video on them at some point, or I just want to be able to show like the difference between a fake and a real, or just be able to bring them up on a show like this and show them. Like whenever, Courtney at Bolo Buddies did a challenge at one point where we had to list like I think it was 5 items and put them at 99 cents auction style and just see where they go.
Oh
and
yes,
I used one of them for that, and it sold for like $250. It was a Shadow. It was a Shadow Freddy. This is Nightmare Mangle. Shadow Freddy sold for like $250. So I used it for that. So I don't know if I'm just saving them for certain random things.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Well, you could get them listed. KJ is packing FNAF right now. So it is selling. Talk about buying futures. Well played, says Corey. Wait, what am I missing? You're missing the greatest show in history, Lisa. Jersey Gypsy, Lisa.
This guy right here. At one point, I was buying him for $10 at Walmart. He sells for $150 now on Amazon. Wow. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's Five Nights at Freddy's as well. But since I can list it on Amazon, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to put it on eBay. And then there's a frog as well I have up there. He sells for about the same $150 as well.
That's just crazy.
And at one point, Walmart had them for $10.
That's just kooky.
Yes, it's an investment. And there's a chance. Now there's a less chance that those are going to be, because those do have a Walmart sticker, which means Amazon can't sell them themselves because it's not, Amazon can't have them. So it makes it a little bit more sure that I'm able to make some money on it because I know Amazon can never sell it.
Yes. Good call. Yeah, good to have you here, Lisa, Jersey Gypsy. You're missing a great show here with Chris Cajun Reseller. He just listed his 10th item. I'm getting ready to do my 10th. Larry said he thought his debt pile was bad. That's a good way to look at it too. I don't know if Larry misspelled death pile but I like it called a debt pile because that's what it gets to be if you're not selling any of that stuff.
Apparently I didn't type in a description for the Nightmare Mangle, so I'm gonna have to do that before I can actually list it. I tried to list it. It said invalid. You don't have a description for this item, so I got to make a description real quickly.
Chris is bragging again. Oh, and here you go. Here you go from another Ohioan. Ohio State, 8 championships. LSU, 4 championships.
You're talking about football, maybe. Let's look at overall championships, not just football. Football's not the only championships that matter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, if the ping pong team is the LSU ping pong team, I don't think any of them could beat me.
There's the DOG
are winning. I have never been jealous of someone else's death pile, but Chris is trying hard to change that. Yes, he has some impressive.
I could break out some other ones that are, like I said, those Five Nights at Freddy's that are worth $200 or $300 each. I have a couple up there that are worth And then I have a Beanie Boo worth around $250 that's sitting up there.
Crazy. It is amazing the stuff that sits in your pile that is worth money.
This guy? This guy's worth like $300. This is the fake Jellycat Fergus. Not really a fake, but it's meant to look like Fergus the Frog Jellycat. He's worth $300. He's Frankie Lee from Portland Plush Company. Frankie Lee the Frog.
That's nuts. Roman says that you just have a factory in your house that makes all those Five Nights at Freddy plush.
I wish. I'd be selling a lot more of them. I'd be listing a lot more of them at least.
Larry said he can't spell, but I like that though, Larry. Debt pile. That's about what mine is. I'm in debt because I'm not selling any of that stuff. Ken, your thumbnails are good. I need a what sold one. What are you using? I use a software called Corel Draw. It's more of a designer's software program, and that just goes back to my previous employee. I was in the printing industry for 30 some years, and I used to get that. So that's what I use. That's what I'm comfortable with. Most folks are not going to have that.
Yeah, I use
Chris
Canva.
Is secretly a Cleveland Browns fan.
I did buy 4 Cleveland Browns jerseys.
Oh yeah, you did at that one sale. Some past quarterbacks, some Baker Mayfield, some
it was 2 Baker and 2 Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckhams, yeah, that's right.
Players that aren't even on the team anymore.
No Browns. He is a Steeler.
Definitely not a Steelers fan. I had to go to a game. I had to go to a Steelers game. Well, I didn't have to, but I went to a Steelers game last year. I think it's the coldest game I've ever been to. And that was in November last year. Me and KJ went to the Saints Steelers game. That was cold. The Saints. We're not gonna cover who won the game. That's not important. Who won the game. We don't need to mention who won that game. But we went to the game.
Victoria says she wants to know if you will bequeath you her death pile, please.
How many items is Victoria doesn't even list anymore? They just sit there.
Victoria has a fun, bubbly morning show. If you're not following Victoria, which I'm sure that you are, I don't know why you are not. Let me see here. Carry save. Okay. Victoria, I made you a mod there. Throw a link into your show. She does a fun morning show every morning. It's always bubbly. Some days I'm like, this is just, I get up and I'm not a morning person and I get up, but I usually try to tune in. I don't always comment a lot, but it's like, how can you be so bubbly this early in the morning, Victoria? You have a skill set that I do not possess. And there's Andy. So meta is here.
What's up, Andy?
I didn't get my customary boo that I usually get from Baker Mayfield as a Pro Bowler. Did I just hear that he is going to be quarterbacking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? He's going to be starting.
Yeah, that's what RAN said. And I was like, thank you. That's 2 wins for the Saints this year because Baker's terrible. So thank you for making him the starting quarterback, Tampa.
And there we go. There's a link. Go subscribe to Adventures with Victoria. Watch her morning show. I think it starts at 8 a.m. and Eastern time. Your time, yeah.
I just listed Mango. I had to type in the silly description because I forgot to do it. So all my items are now listed. Did you get your last item yet?
No, I'm going to do it here in a second. But Andy says doesn't know who he likes less, Ken or Chris.
Oh,
well, I'm pretty sure it's me. Everybody loves Chris.
Where's Andy from? Is he an Alabama fan or something? Is that why he doesn't like me?
No, yeah, Andy. I was gonna. Where are you from? Are you in Ohio? Okay, last item. Item number 10. A second Sony micro cassette recorder. This is the M570V. Again, it works. Everything's perfect. I even check like the headphone jacks. I check if the voice on recording is working, and that one also I'm going to list. I've got $1 in it. I'm going to list it for $50, and those I think are going to sell pretty quickly at that price point, because a number of them go for higher than that. But I'm gonna do those at 50. Try to move them out of here quickly,
Yeah,
and try to beat Chris. You know, he talked smack and trash. I mean, even when we're out at the sales, he's like, "Oh, I'm buying this. If you have me on your show, I'm listing this." And I'll beat you. He said, plus he's got all these Five Nights at Freddy's that he's going to list and stuff. California, Andy is from. I don't know why I thought you were from Ohio. Something made me think you were from up near Youngstown area. I go to sleep when Victoria starts her shows. I've made it known in her lives. So there we go. 10 items, Chris. Let's talk a little bit. Again, you can cross-post these. You can run sales. You can promote. The goal is to move items along. And if you can beat me or you can beat your death pile, you'll get valuable prizes chosen, especially for you. But let's talk a little bit about in these items that we just listed, what your buy cost was and what your listed cost is on those.
Yeah, well, mine is $74 buy cost for. My most expensive one was the Nightmare Bonnie. I paid $13 at Walgreens for that one. The cheapest one was the Hello Kitty Build-A-Bear, which I paid $0 for. The most expensive one that's going to be selling is $250 for the Nightmare Bonnie, hopefully $250. And then the Muffin, the Bluey plush, is the cheapest at $35. So my totals are $74 paid for all the items. Potential sales, if it all sells for what I listed at, is $1,030.
Nice. Very good. That's why we resell right there. That's what we do. Hopefully. Now I had a total buy cost. I didn't do my highs and lows, but I had a total buy cost of $20.50 in my 10 items. So, you know, a couple bucks a piece. And this particular set has a sell value of $458.90. So nice. $20 into 450, you know, every day, all day long. Hopefully we've got some quick sellers in these. I know I've seen some, you know, in your pile that are going to sell well. I'm hoping these video games, of course, against Roman, I figured those Zelda games would be gone like that week, and they're still around. Yeah. I've sent some offers and I've had some interest in them. But I'm thinking maybe these couple of Wii games might go pretty quick. These Sony recorders, and hopefully I can hit on some of that. I'll get more of those patches listed so that there's a whole group that people can look at. And there's Swamp Picker back from the post office. Glad to have you back with us. Nice. You will both do very well in those listings. Great job, you two. Thank you, Victoria. Appreciate you coming. You're one of the busiest gals I know. You're out there, you're everywhere. And you're supposed to be invoicing. And you're supporting, and you do your live auction stuff and everything. It's just and I appreciate you taking your time. So next week on the show, everybody, down in the description are links for the show. Is not about trying to get viewer sales, but if you wanted to see some of the items, maybe something interests you, the links for my store and Chris's store are down there. Plus you can see the other items that we have for sale. Instagram links, YouTube channels are down there in the thing. So pay attention to Chris and my Instagrams this week as we sell items. We will jab back and forth at one another, kind of keeping score. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think you're probably right here, Cordy. Those Zelda games will never sell. You should just send them to me. I'm going to delist them right now and check your PO box here shortly. Good job, guys. Thank you, Roman. Great show, you two, from Larry. Thank you, Larry. Larry does a fun show too. He's an early riser.
Yeah,
he
speaking
does a
of early,
show even earlier than Victoria does. He's in there getting
7 your time, 6 o'clock my time.
Yeah, getting everybody motivated and listing stuff. I wish I were up and ready to list at the time that Larry's there, because he has to get up earlier than that to get to get show prep and ready to go. Yep, you did come in 1 foot flipper. You did come in at the end. Some folks might think, like say Andy or Corey, that's a blessing that you missed that you missed the whole show, but it was fun. You can always catch the replay. Join us next week. Chris will be on with me again. We'll do a recap show, maybe play a little game or do something interesting with Chris. So you got any final thoughts here, Chris, for the show?
You're going down.
See, I told you. Hold on. My headphone finally quit, and so hopefully we didn't get a bunch of echo right there.
Didn't sound like it on my end. It didn't sound like it, but I don't know.
There we go. Thank you for the shout out. Don't forget the jumping jacks. Yeah, Larry's doing jumping jacks early in the morning. It's nuts. Yeah, see, I told you, Chris, mild-mannered Chris. Everybody thinks he's sweet and lovable guy. And man, it's talking trash all week. I'm gonna beat you. So I say, Chris, got any final comments for the day?
I'm gonna beat you.
You see him rubbing his hands. You're like, you're going down. So good luck. I hope you sell. Jimmy had said earlier in the show, I hope we both have 10 sales, and that would be great. My best 10 versus 10 was I sold 8. I had 8 sales out of my 10 items for 1 week, and that was great for stuff to turn around that quick. So
I think the one I'm most worried about is probably this Mercedes-Benz hat, because I don't know.
Yeah,
listing it at $200 is shooting for the stars. But if I need to see what I have offers on. If I have offers below, like put offers on at 80 and then accept any offer, because that's what it's sold at. But
yeah, exactly. And my mother reminding everybody not to forget to hit that thumbs up.
Oh, I don't know if I hit the thumbs up.
Have a great week, guys. Good luck to both of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He is so competitive. We still love him, though. Jill always says that to me. I love you, though. Take care, everyone, from Roman. Oh, and we got a sale. Perfect. Cha-ching.
Did you sell anything yet?
I love it, Glenn. That's great. I haven't sold anything. My phone is right here. It'll probably happen right after the show ends. Can't get that. And congrats, Glenn. Yes, we all love Chris. So, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of 10 versus 10, and we will see you all next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Have a good week.
Bye, everybody.